What is a shitty relationship and how you could start having better ones? That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Tony. I help men build better lives through discipline, through fulfillment, through health, through peace, through building communities. And this is one of the subjects that my audience wanted to hear about. So I'm going to make a video on it. If that's the kind of stuff that you like, make sure to subscribe. So let's get into it. I like doing little mind maps. So here's my mind map right here. Feel free to take a screenshot. Dope. So, what is a shitty relationship? A shitty relationship might be settling. It might be based on lies. It might be based on manipulation. There's might not be safety in a shitty relationship, and it might feel transactional. So, how do you know you're in a shitty relationship? What are the signs of a shitty relationship? Well, here's some of them. One of them might be unproductive conflict. So you come home and there's just arguments about shit that really doesn't matter. It could be feelings of guilt, you know, it could be feelings of not being good enough. And I'm a firm believer in self development and self growth. But there's a difference between feeling like you want to grow and feeling like you're not good enough for your partner. And if that's the case, this might be influenced by the way they're behaving with you or the way that they're treating you. Another sign of a shitty relationship is that you can't be yourself. You feel like you need to be someone else in order to make your partner happy. And this kind of ties into wearing a mask, feeling like you need to pretend to be something or act a certain way in order to make your partner happy. These are all signs of being in a shitty relationship. And by the way, this could be when I say shitty relationship, this could be romantic, it could be friends, it could be family. Another sign is making excuses. So constantly, if you're making excuses for your partner, like, oh, you know, she's just acting like this because that's just how she is, and or oh, she's having a bad day. Yeah, we have bad days sometimes, but if it's a pattern that's continuously going on, and you find yourself constantly making excuses for this person, it's not a good relationship. And the last sign that I'm going to bring up about a shitty relationship is feeling like you need to tiptoe around their feelings, or you're avoiding conflict because you're afraid of what might happen. You're afraid they might leave you if you bring something up in the wrong way, or if you mention something that might be a touchy subject with them. It's all signs of a shitty relationship. So we talked about what is a shitty relationship, what are the signs of a shitty relationship. Well, let's get into why do shitty relationships happen. And I'm going to name a few of them. One of them, and I think this is probably the most common one, is loneliness. We all feel lonely at times, and some people turn to substance. Some people turn to good habits like reading and God, and developing their body and whatever else it might be, meditation. And some people, when they feel lonely, they fill the void with someone else's company, and that someone else might not always be good company. Why else do they happen? Why else do shitty relationships happening? Well, societal condition. I don't know about you, but growing up in New York, there was a big pressure to, go to school, get an education, and then you meet a girl and get married and have kids. And they don't talk about, okay, cool, yeah, you meet a girl, but what kind of girl do you really want? So I've seen friends that have been in long-term relationships where they don't really like the person. They're not good for each other, but society tells them that they need to stay together, so they do. What else? Why else do shitty relationships happen? Well, feeling need or lack. Sometimes we feel like we need something or we're lacking something in our lives. And oftentimes, as men, we try to fill that void in with women, whether it's with multiple women, whether it's with a woman that might not be great for us, but we settle down for it. Why else do shitty relationships happen? Another big one is we don't understand ourselves. We don't understand what we really want. We might say that we want something, but how do we know that? Is that because we saw it on TV? Is it because Andrew Tate said it, so now we want it too because that's just a cool thing to have? So shitty relationships happen because we don't understand ourselves. Why else? Well, maybe because we're not taking care of ourselves. Maybe because we're not getting the right amount of rest, or we're not eating the right food, so we don't feel great. So we think that, if we just get in this relationship, they'll take care of us and all things will be great. And that's not how it should happen. What else? Shitty relationships can happen from low self worth. So if you don't believe that you're good enough to have a high value woman, whatever that means for you, you're going to settle for whatever woman you think you can get. And the last one is fear. You could be afraid of talking to the woman that you really want to talk to. You could be afraid of rejection with that woman. So now you're settling for someone else. It could be fear of having hard conversations that really build the relationship. If you're afraid of having them, then your relationship might turn to shit. You might not ever be able to get to express what you want, what you need, what you value, because you're afraid that if you say that, they might leave. So we went over what is a shitty relationship. We went over the signs of a shitty relationship. We went over why shitty relationships happen. Let's talk about the good. So here are just some ways that I thought of that you could start having better relationships. And the first thing you could do to start having a better relationship is being honest. This is something that blows my mind how people don't think of this and don't put it into action. If you're honest, it's the first step to building a strong relationship. Because if the relationship is based on lies of you trying to impress them or be someone that you're not, then the relationship's bound to fail. So first step in having a better relationship is honesty, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. Second is making sure that you fill your cup. So doing things that make you fulfilled before you get into this relationship. And if you're in the relationship, doing things that make you feel fulfilled while you're in the relationship. So, meditating might be one of them. It might be reading a book. It might be spending time with family, spending time with your animals, doing things that make you genuinely happy, whatever it is. How else can you have a better relationship? Well, showing appreciation and support. If you're in a relationship right now, think back to the last time that you showed genuine appreciation for that person or supported them in something that they love. Whether it seems silly to you or doesn't seem silly to you, showing this appreciation and the support, it conveys love. It conveys that you really want to be around them. And it reinforces it in your mind that you like this person. Another way to have a better relationship is vulnerability. This is like a scary one for dudes because we don't like to talk about our feelings. We don't like to talk about what scares us and what's bothering us in the moment because we're dudes, so we have to be rock solid and always strong and not talk about our feelings because then we're a bitch if we do that. Cool. Some dudes can keep feeling like that. I'll tell you one thing. I've been more vulnerable these last few months, and the depths of the relationships that I've been having and the amount of relationships I've been developing in 3 months blows away the last 29 years of my fucking life trying to be this perfect dude that never does anything wrong and never feels sad. How else can we have better relationships? Well, asking for your needs and your wants. If if you're the type that likes to go out and you don't express this to your partner, how are they going to know that? If you're the type that likes to do some kinky stuff and you don't express that to your partner, how are they ever going to fulfill that? You have to ask for your wants and your needs. How else can you have a better relationship? This one might be hard. Loving them for what they are, who they are, as opposed to what they can do for you. So, as guys, it's really easy to think, well, she can give great head. Cool. A lot of girls can give great head, but is she a good person? Do you value her for who she is or just what she does? I'll leave that there for now. How else to have a better relationship? Well, productive conflict. Earlier in the video, we talked about unproductive conflict, talking about when you argue for seemingly no reason, like just because someone's upset. Well, productive conflict looks like this. It's when you have a challenge or something going on and you're able to bring it up and be vulnerable with them and say, hey, listen, I really don't like the way you were interacting with this dude at the event that we went to. I felt disrespected and I don't want you to act that way. Now that's conflict. It might turn into an argument, but it's an argument that's moving the relationship in a positive direction, as opposed to one person just complaining about something and saying, yeah, and being angry. You're expressing your needs, your wants in a vulnerable way, and you're moving towards a better relationship. And the last thing I'm going to mention is just see the best in them. There's a reason that you're in this relationship. There's a reason that you like this person. Or when you do get in a relationship, there's a reason for it. Make sure you remind yourself of these things that you appreciate about them. It's going to make you happier with the relationship. It's going to make them more appreciative of you. So That's my video on shitty relationships. Hopefully YouTube doesn't take this down for being too long. If you liked it, give it a subscribe. If you're watching on any other social media platform, check out my other profiles. It's all Disciplined by Tony on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. No, Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube. See you guys next time.